And we're back. So let's do downtime. I'm excited. We get to do a downtime thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let me find downtime. Downtime activities. Between scores, your crew spends time at their liberty, attending personal needs, side projects. These are called downtime activities. You each have 2. You can buy more with coin or with rep. They are acquire asset, so that's where you can be like, we're gonna need this thing for a while. It might be some people, it might be a particular piece of gear, etc. It might be like a specific one item. You can work on a long-term project, so that's kind of the default one for if a thing's going to take a while and you want to work towards it. Whether that's researching how to summon your favorite demon or getting married. You can recover, which is used for getting rid of harm. You can reduce heat, which is to reduce heat. You can train to get some bonus XP in one of your tracks for either insight, prowess, or resolve. Or you can indulge your vice, which is how you clear stress. So yeah, does anyone have any downtime activities that they're particularly keen on?
And V and I don't have to do vice.
No,
Nope.
because
we
clears.
just trauma.
Yep.
Well, but like specifically because there is a tricky little clause hidden in there. Once you have your first trauma, if you don't do a vice in a downtime, you automatically take stress because you are now like addicted and have a need
Right.
for the relief. But in the downtime after you trauma, it counts as having been
Not
like
trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I think that I need to go and pay my extortionist. Considering I've just come off a job, she's probably going to want her cut in order to keep my secret. So I should go and pay her.
Talk to me about. So your vice was.
My vice was like go out.
Sorry. Yeah, you're going to go and talk to her. Yeah. Cool. What action is that from your perspective? What downtime action, or is that just free play?
Yeah, is that like a long-term project to make her no longer your bad contact?
That's a really good way of framing it. Is to try
Long-term
and,
project.
Ooh, that's
Pay
cool.
off Grace.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to like. Try
That's
and
awesome.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
What's Grace like?
She's probably awful.
Paint me this picture.
I don't think Grace is. She's not a Severosi, so she's not from where I'm from.
Yeah.
I think that she. I feel like she's one of those women that's both beautiful and hard and angular and ugly at the same time. She's got very fine porcelain features that are polished to the point of being sharp and unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she is a member of Duskval and gosh, I'm wondering if I had an affair with her and that's how she knows my past.
Aww.
You fucked up, son.
Is she played
Yeah.
by Sigourney Weaver?
Oh gosh.
Like, that's the image I have in my head of like that,
Yeah.
like
Like young, like maybe like
Yeah.
30s Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Either-
And just like, and that like harshness of like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like powerful and
Mm-hmm.
confident and independent, and yet I managed to woo her.
Yeah.
No, she
So yeah,
managed to woo you.
Or the yes,
yeah,
the
I
other way
think that's
around.
probably it. It was definitely a thing of like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing really well. It was totally like walking into a spider's web.
Yeah.
But yeah, where do we see you with her? Because I think like the first thing we hear is her being like, I hear you've been seeing the Dimmer sisters.
You've been keeping track.
Probably more appropriate to your age.
Are you jealous?
She's like, me. I'm renowned for my jealousy.
Well,
Do you have something to make me? Do you have something to make me feel better?
I do. But I would like to offer perhaps something of a more longer term deal.
And she's like, I don't like to play games. You know that, Corin.
I know. I am well aware.
If you
Painfully aware. But we have a plan amongst our small crew.
You have a crew now.
Yes.
Leave us out of this. Leave us out of
That's very interesting.
We have a plan of the details are not quite defined yet, but they are something that we would like to have a more serious relationship with the ghosts in and around Duskfall, and it could lead to something very lucrative if you can give me some breathing space.
And she's like, well, look at that. Corin is making friends with ghosts instead of beating the shit out of them. Isn't that interesting? Are you sure that your crew haven't made you gone soft in a matter of weeks?
I said nothing of making friends with ghosts. I'm talking of internment.
She's like, what does breathing space look like?
You give me 3 jobs, 3 heists with no cut.
And she's like, and what happens at the end of that? Because at the moment it sounds like it sounds less like breathing room and more like charity.
At the end of that, I pay you twice what I would have owed you.
And she's like, that sounds like she says that sounds like a very profitable deal on my end. You think you're going to make that much? You're going to make that much in your with your new friends?
My dear, have I ever lied to you?
She's like, on the street? No. Very well. And yeah, she's like, shall we shake on it? And yeah, she offers her porcelain hand. She's not she's a young woman. She's a woman in her prime, but yeah, you can see that even that she's got like early set in arthritis in her knuckles. And yeah, she holds out her hand, not quite straight.
I take her hand very gently, and perform the ritual of my people when we strike a deal, in which I hold my throat and bow slightly.
Cool, awesome. And she's like, and she definitely she says, and remember, if you fuck me, I will fuck you harder.
I know.
Just I know.
Do you want to?
Yeah, so, alright.
Do you want to
Is
roll?
that a long-term project?
That sounds like a
I
long-term
think that's a
project.
long-term project.
That does.
How big is the clock?
At
It's
least
4.
twice what.
Only a 4 to get.
Oh wait, no, because it's multiple. It's multiple ticks for the thing. Yeah.
like an 8 tick clock.
An 8-tick clock. Yeah, because I forgot about how ticking works. Yep. Cool. Excellent.
So, how badly have I screwed us, guys?
Not
I mean,
not at
well,
all.
well, let's see, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, so when you work on a long-term project, describe what your character does to advance the project clock. Well, I guess we just saw, and roll one of your actions. So what action was that, Derek?
I feel like that was very finessey.
Swaying? Were you consorting? Were you finessing?
Were you wrecking?
Were you wrecking everything?
Forever.
I'm having a thought, and maybe this goes against my vice or what I do. But what about a ghost vault? A place where we have in our little ghost smugglers headquarters, where we can collect and secure ghosts.
I mean, I mean, the thing that I'm focusing on at the moment is like the long-term project of dealing with, what's her name? The
Grace.
long-term project of dealing with Grace specifically, and that scene that we just saw. We need to roll for it. So I want to know, what action were you doing in that scene? It sounded like sway to me, but it might have been consort or it might have been something else.
I mean, essentially, I bought us, or I bought myself, some time.
Yeah.
Can I say that's command?
Yes, you can. You have you have the final call on this, right? Like, I'm not like the rules say take the choice of thing out of the GM's hand and put it in the player's hand. But yeah, it's a question of like, do you think it was more what you were doing there was more commanding or more swaying or more consorting?
I feel like I was negotiating with a foreign power. I feel like I was. I feel like that was a trade deal.
Yep. Yeah. So let me bring up the description for. So command is command obedience with your force of personality, intimidate or threaten, lead an action with one of the group's gangs.
Yeah, force of personality.
Yeah, force of personality, definitely. Yep. Go for it.
Position, sorry.
For these ones, it's always it's risky
matter.
standard all the time.
Can you still trade?
No, because
like,
they don't
just
have a mechanical
solid, yeah,
outcome.
okay.
Yep.
It's you roll an action, it's not you make an action roll, which is really annoying. Thank you, John.
Yep.
But like,
So no bonus dice. I can't push myself or take a bargain.
you always can do those.
You can always do those. So if you want to take a devil's bargain, I'm happy to offer you that this is a magically enforced contract, right? Like there's a
Oh, it's a Severosi thing.
She's got the
It's a
fucking
Severosi
ghost
thing.
contract advance.
ghost contract.
Walk me through pushing myself. I just take 2 stress.
You take
You
two
just take
stress,
two stress.
and you get a bonus dice.
I'm only on 1 stress, so I think I can do that.
Sounds good. I can't believe
All right.
two of your friends traumatized out, and you only had 1 stress. Jesus,
I know.
Derek.
Yeah, we're better at this game than Derek is. We're gonna get
Oh
this.
wow! Yeah, that's a good point. They've
Right,
both
like-
got traumas now, so they can get the extra XP from it.
The best thing is I just noticed that like I could have taken armor to negate the damage anyway, right?
Yes, you could have.
That
Yep.
would have made more sense. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's much better this way.
Yep.
All right, so 1 bonus dice.
Yep. 6
Ooh.
is 4 ticks, is it, Luke? Or
3 ticks.
3 ticks on a...
But if you would like to spend a coin, you could make it 5.
And what are the ticks? What does that mean?
Okay, so you see on your character sheet, under the bit about where it talks about planning and near the notes bit, it says clocks.
Progress clock?
Yep, and then yeah, you can hit the button and it pulls up a little thing that asks you for how many ticks the clock is, and it lets you fill in the name of the clock.
Oh, no, not that one, Derek. Lower down. On the right-hand
Oh,
page.
yeah, not the healing progress clock.
Not
sorry.
the healing one.
Yeah.
So if you go down on the right-hand page, just above the notes section,
Yes.
if you click on the plus, it'll add a new clock to your sheet.
Okay.
This is an 8. This is a progress clock with 8 ticks required. I can't remember what the specific term is.
Okay.
Yep, and then you can
And
name
it's
it.
called Payoff Salia, Payoff Grace, or
Yeah.
like whatever.
Grace payment.
Okay.
That's Ash.
Yeah, 8 segments. That's the right term. And then you've just rolled a 6 on your command, so you can tick off 3 of those things. If you wanted to pay a coin, you could tick off another 2, and that would be basically paying Grace some of the money now.
Yeah, and basically when that clock fills, Grace stops being a bad contact for you and just becomes like a normal NPC who can't like mechanically fuck us in the engagement roll.
I love it.
Yeah, so this is basically your clock for getting rid of Grace as a problem.
That's awesome. What a great mechanic. Well, I guess Luke and V, are you happy for us to spend a coin to advance that?
Yeah,
I think it's a bloody good deal.
a bloody good deal.
That's great.
That
Like
coin is you. That coin is you actually buying materials to make this stupid ghost vault idea that you have.
Totally.
Yeah, excellent, cool. So yeah, I like the idea that like a couple of days later you're like, also here's some extra coin just to shut you up, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
This is
Well, and also of like right, like because it's like three jobs, and like that those aren't necessarily all like on-screen jobs.
Yeah.
And there's like some wiggle room there. So like maybe it's a case of like that coin is like you take some time off doing crew heists, you go and do a personal heist, and you get a bit of money and you go and give Grace an advance or whatever. Like fictionally that could look like a bunch of things.
Yep. Do you want to do? I'm really interested. Do you want me to roll to see what the personal heist was, Derek? Because I have a thing for this.
I love Grace so much already. I bet she has like 5 people who's doing this kind of shit for her.
Oh, 5, like 10. Come on,
a lady's got to eat. A lady's got to eat, right?
Where is it? I mean, she definitely has. She definitely like has a couple of like young noblemen to whom she does the thing where like the kink is like where like the kink in the relationship is they give her money.
Oh yeah, it's financial domination.
Financial domination. That's like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's definitely a thing. Where's there's a. Scores. Can you roll me?
I found it.
Can you roll me 3d6, Derek, and we'll find out what you did.
How do I do that? It's
Slash roll space 3d6. Five,
11.
4, 2. Da-da-da-da-da. 4. 2.
Did somebody take that coin away?
I don't know if anyone has already.
No, I haven't yet.
that.
So you should take it away.
Someone paid you to someone paid you to break into an artist's home during the night and like paint some runes into the background of a painting they were working on so that they wouldn't notice. A shadowy hooded figure was like, "Go do this, and we'll give you money."
That's great.
Yeah, awesome. Weird. All right, yeah. Who else has a downtime action?
I've got 2.
Let's
Go
hear-
do one of them, and then I'll do one after you.
and also like, so like to begin with, and establishing an opening scene, which is like we see poorly lit, down deep in the like mines
Mm-hmm.
in Coleridge, where the mines like connect back with like the void sea.
Mm-hmm.
We just see Belle's body like wash up on
Yes.
this little, like beach down there, and just like like on the floor, just like sodden, their knitwear all like just like drenched, and their skin like incredibly pale, and the veins all like super prominent, and they just lie there like a dead person. And then they like slowly like get up and like heave out like a long sigh.
I love that we don't see them breathe before that.
Yeah, and then like trudge back up out of there. And I feel like my horrific swimming experience was resolve training.
Yes, I'll allow it.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like, that's my first downtime action.
All right, cool.
I trained in resolve by taking a
Nice.
swim.
Yep, excellent. Yeah, cool. V, did you want to do one?
Yeah, I'm gonna start a long-term project.
What?
Dee is going to learn to read.
Ooh, neat. I love it.
Yeah.
Where are you going to learn to read?
So yeah. No, so my grandmother actually is teaching me to read. So she's the only person in my family. She's like sort of the black sheep in our family. So she never lived with our family in the farm.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she did, but she moved to the city like all by herself. And so like on the farm, we never learned to read. My parents never taught me to read. And now that I'm here with her, she's gonna start teaching me to read because she thinks it's an embarrassment that I do not know how to read. Like I only know that this is her shop because there's, a drawn picture of some,
I mean, you know that this is her shop because she took you here and showed you.
Yeah, I know,
this is
that's
my
true.
Shop.
Yep.
You don't
Can't read
like-
any of the labels. That's how
No.
I have to know everything by
Yep.
sight. So I think she's taking me through like just a digest that like, I don't know, like a common book that everyone has. It's like it's like Book of Common Prayers, but
Mhm.
Book
Yeah.
of Ghost Void.
I mean, there's definitely like there's definitely like an almanac that's put out each year by some of the newspaper people, and that's like that contains like all of the information about who's the most wealthy in Duskval, and like and which parts of town, and like it's like if a Lonely Planet guide were for the people of the city. It's that kind of like almanac.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so she's like, and this here, he's a very wealthy bachelor, right? Like, can you? And she's like, what's his name? And like all of these sorts of things, right? Like,
Yeah, and you see Dee like slowly spelling out each of those things.
Yeah, so
Aw.
setting up for a good society one-shot crossover at some point.
yeah, and like if you get something wrong, she totally like hits like she's totally got like a switch,
Yeah.
ready to like be like, no, dang it,
Yeah,
do it again.
she's definitely a good teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
But what choice do I have? Yeah, but it's kind of nice. I think this is also how Dee and her grandmother are sort of reconnecting as well.
Yeah, because like she's genuinely invested in you. It's just that she's like tough love, right? Like
Yeah.
She wouldn't be putting the time in to hitting you with sticks if she didn't care about you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what she says. Right. So I will. How many clock things?
Yeah, I was wondering about this.
with
This
that
sounds like
things.
this sounds like an 8 to me as well.
Yeah.
In
Sounds
that
right.
like it's in my head it's the equivalent to like a season's work, right? Like
Yeah.
that's my feeling about it.
Mm. Definitely. Learning to read. All right. Nice. Oh, and I have to roll. Actually, I have to roll for that.
You do need to roll for that. Sounds like study, but it's your choice.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds the most on the nose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I will just risky, standard, submit, no extra dice. And we will roll. Look at them
so
books.
two ticks on your
2
learning to
ticks.
read clock. Very nice.
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Cool.
Lord Skurlock. Ah, I can read that now.
A very eligible bachelor.
His young grandson, Oscar, is indeed a most eligible young
Yes,
bachelor.
that's true.
Ah, is he the sparkly young gentleman I see around the corner sometimes? He is.
God, this is just the kind of place that Oscar probably would hang out.
I mean, it is. But we are 100% not having a tuxedo mask situation with Oscar Skurlock. That is not happening.
No, very wise.
I'm not having Oscar Skurlock tuxedo mask this game. Yeah, but like, yeah, there is definitely some like, and like you're in Six Towers, right? Like, so like she's like being like, he lives in Six Towers. His family are quite reputable, you know, and all these sorts of things of like, but like all of the Six Towers ones are all the ones with no fucking money, right? Like, yeah.
Weird and creepy with no money.
Yeah, exactly. Does anyone else have another job they want to do? Another downtime?
I do.
Do you want to do it, Luke?
Yeah, so like by now, so like Belle has like returned to the lair and seen everyone. And they're like, okay, question mark?
Uh-huh.
Is like the general vibe. And they like, you know, they like make their excuses and they head off somewhere. And I think we see them next in like an old burned out like building. Like the ruins of like, I don't know, like an alchemist's shop that like had an industrial accident or something.
Yep.
And they're just like, you know, like big in their knitwear, which has dried now. Just like kneeling with their hands like in the coal, in the dust and the ash. And just like rubbing it like between their hands until their hands are all like soot and like dust stained. And then they reach out and start like tracing in the air where the front door of the shop would have been. And as their hands move, like the outline of a door starts appearing. And then they like open their mouth and like reach down inside and pull out a piece of ice. And it's like blue-green and slightly glowy in the way that a ghost is. And shaped vaguely like a key. And I'd like to start a long-term project. And it's like map the like ghost ways.
Okay.
As a whisper, I can always have access to a ghost
Nice.
that lets me like go into like the alternate like ghost dimension side of Duskfall.
The ghost key.
Yeah, and so I want to like map the like ghost side of the city because then we could smuggle things by going through the ghost city. And it'd be cool.
Okay.
I definitely won't get paranoid and scared of all the supernatural things when we
Nope.
get there. Nope. It'll be fine.
It'll be
That would never
fine.
happen.
Yeah, definitely.
cool, that's cool.
Map the ghost ways.
Map the city's ghost. Yeah, what size is that clock?
I think that's 12.
That sounds entirely reasonable.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, they're just like attuning and like finding this first like entryway. And then they like grab this weird spooky key and like figure out how to open the door. And that's today's like little adventure.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's see what that looks like. Nicely done.
Good at adventuring.
Mm-hmm.
Do people feel like this is a valuable enough investment that I should spend a coin on it?
Take a coin.
All
You get 5, right? Take
Yep.
2, you do.
1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5. I think that's right. Yes. 5 ticks.
Awesome. Cool.
And so yeah, they like put the like weird piece of ice like into a hole in the air and turn it, and like the door swings open and there's just like weird spooky ghost mist on the other side.
Creepy.
And then they like turn their head like they've heard, like someone has said something to them from like the next room over, but we can't see anyone. They just like turn their head like someone is talking to them, and then like shake it off and just like step through the weird ghost door.
Awesome. And like the next shot we will see of you will just be back at the base or whatever. It's like
It's just totally normal. Like
yeah, definitely.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. V, did you have another one?
I did have a second one. So I think one of the things that Adi makes time for when she's got a bit of time at the moment is training her prowess, i.e. she's found this little like corner of the city. It's like at the end of a little alleyway that's like not too tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd imagine Corin is there teaching Adi like the basics of self-defense and like how to use the most basic of weapons, or like, okay, today we're doing 20 push-ups, 3 sets of 6.
All right. Cool.
This is like your personal trainer.
Now
You're all about the self-improvement in this bit.
So training normally gets you 1 XP, but because we have the prowess training thing. So we have something in our hideout that is specifically.
we stole the silver nails, like ancient.
That's right. Yeah, the
Severosi sword fighting manuals or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
The Horse Lord's secrets to getting swole.
Yeah, exactly. I can read a little bit of it now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like
just a tiny bit of it.
You recognize the word reps. Yeah, cool, awesome. So yeah, you get 2 XP towards
nice.
prowess instead of just 1.
I imagine this is like a D's idea to like spend more time with Corin, but Corin took it way too seriously.
Right.
That's tell me if that's or is it your idea?
If Corin took it way too seriously, he would probably take you beyond the barrier.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Of course.
And yeah, showed you how he strangles ghosts with his bare whip.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
That's my vice.
I'm aware, sorry. Just the phrase bare whip.
Strangling ghosts, please.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So yeah, we see we see Adi putting her reading skills into getting swole. You've got one more downtime action, Derek.
Well, I think I need to indulge my vice, which is why I was kind of leaning towards ghost killing.
Yeah.
So can we go? Can I take the boat out and go to roughly the same area where we slipped through the electricity fence in order to get to the area on the other side, and invite ghosts into combat?
Just be like, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
I mean, 100%. That's the thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Dangerous.
Let's you should have a button on your sheet for indulge vice.
Yes, I do.
Because like if you overindulge and you go missing, I 100% know what this looks like. Because guess what? Like you're going up into like the like ghost lands. Yeah.
Yeah. So bonus dice?
No bonus dice.
No bonus dice. 3 and a 3.
So clear an amount of stress equal to the highest die result. So you clear 3 dice. 3 stress. Assuming how much stress did you have?
Oh, shoot, sorry. I accidentally rolled Ghost Smugglers Vice.
Oh,
Instead of
right.
my
Okay,
vice.
roll your vice then.
We have a vice as a.
Apparently.
Oh, cool.
Okay, it's still 3. Good.
Yeah.
How much stress do you have?
I have 3 stress.
Great, you don't overindulge.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm all ready for another heist.
Do I clear that stress?
Yeah, you clear that. You clear 3 stress. If
Okay.
you clear more stress than you have, then you overindulge and some bad things can happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I only just.
Yep.
There's this moment where you're like, oh shit, the the red mist is making me go too far, and you
Yes.
pull yourself back in, and you're like, I need to go home before I die.
That's right.
Or a
That's
ghost
Or-
fucks me up.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I stare into the ghost as it electoplasmically bleeds out into the environment, and realize I may have just gone a bit too far and need to go home.
Cool.
Y'all are weird.
As you're I think as you return from like going out, I think we see a ghost with that is wrapped in like a mourning shawl. This ghost might have died like shortly after someone that they cared about. They're like dressed as if they were someone who's grieving, and we see them watching you very, very carefully as you go back through the gap in the electric fence. And I think that's all. I think that's all we see. And I think we might go for our second break a little early.
Nice.
Having finished our downtime. We'll be back in a second, chat.